Once only seen as a mid-card prospect, the rise of Damien Priest through 2023 and 2024 has led me to believe he is currently one of WWE's most underrated talents on the roster at the moment, but I think the best of Damien Priest is yet to come. But what's going on, guys? It is Ketch back with another video on the channel. Sorry it's been a while, I've been quite ill recently, but hopefully this video will kind of make up for that. But let's delve into why I think Damien Priest is one of WWE's most underrated talents. Although Damien Priest has been featured prominently on Raw television over the last 18 months, you get the feeling that he sort of gets overlooked because of the fact that there are bigger stars on the product, the likes of Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, the whole Bloodline saga. But then you think and put it into perspective a bit more, Priest was actually part of the Judgment Day, which throughout 2023 were quite prominent and very highly featured on the product. Now, I guess the fact that I think he's a bit underrated is the fact that he sort of got overshadowed a bit. The fact that Rhea Ripley is so over as a face right now, but also as a heel in the Judgment Day, that ultra talented Finn Balor and the ultra heel Dominic Mysterio kind of put Priest a bit in the rearview mirror. And I think that's why WWE awarded him the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2023. Personally, I think that should have been LA Knights, but that's a story for another day. But Priest then held that briefcase in tandem with the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships all the way up to WrestleMania 40, where he then cashed in that briefcase on Drew McIntyre, finally became World Heavyweight Champion, and finally earning his first singles title, much to the fanfare and global acclaim of critics and fans across WWE. But I think even with that being said, I think he's still quite an underrated talent, and that's because after losing the World Heavyweight title, he sort of got thrust back into the Judgment Day picture after being betrayed by Finn Balor at SummerSlam, which was also where Rhea Ripley got betrayed as well at the same event. And the Terror Twins, as they are now known, are sort of going back and forth with the Judgment Day. But I think Priest's long-term future does see himself in the World Heavyweight title picture, and he earned that spot again overnight by winning a #1 contenders fatal 4-way against Seth freaking Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, and Sheamus to become #1 contender to Gunther's World Heavyweight title. And I think this match is going to be insanely good, and I think that's just another reason why Priest is such a good talent within WWE. I did mention earlier that WWE once only saw Priest as a mid-card prospect, and that's because when he made his main roster debut, the WWE was in a slightly different position where it was still being run creatively by Vince McMahon, who by this point in 2021, I believe it was, has the tactical now sort of a 5-year-old. He had no idea what he was doing in terms of creative, but I think since Triple H has taken it on board, he's obviously seen the talent in Damien Priest, and also got to give some credit to the Rated R superstar Edge, who had the bright idea to create his own faction to help underutilized talents within the WWE. At the time, Damien Priest and Rhea Ripley were his first two recruits. Unfortunately, an injury crisis robbed us of a fantastic Edge heel run, but the WWE did need baby faces, and Edge was one of the few that they could rely on, so that eventually they had two, Priest, Ripley, and Finn Balor, kicking Edge out of the Judgment Day and then going on to bring the Judgment Day to our screens in 2023 and early 2024 as we know it. But I also you have to look at Priest's role within that Judgment Day as well. He is sort of like seen, even though underrated and sort of outside the scenes on occasions, there was also some quiet source of leadership, bit akin similar to Roman Reigns' early days in the Shield, where he was sort of seen as that quiet source of leadership due to the ongoing bickering between Ambrose and Rollins. But to throw it back to Priest, I think he just does this role a lot better than Reigns ever could. Obviously, Reigns was very green at the time, whereas Priest has had a lot of practice in the indies and all the developmental scenes in the lead up. So he sort of had time to harness that craft. Obviously, he had a run in NXT as well, which also probably would have helped him a bit more. But I think ever since becoming part of the Judgment Day and going under Edge's wing, he sort of finally got that mentorship he did need. And Edge has gone on record to say that the Judgment Day was created for the underutilized talents in WWE. I think Priest fit that bill perfectly. So, you know, judging of where he is now versus where he was, I think WWE did the right idea by putting Priest in a group, as it allowed him and other members of the Judgment Day to showcase off their independent natural abilities. And now we're seeing the fruits of that labor on TV now, as Priest is one of the main event level talents. Even though I still think he is quite underutilized within the WWE, I think there is a lot more to come from Priest over the next 6 to 12 months really. Triple H and the higher execs in WWE seem to have placed quite a lot of trust in Damien Priest to carry a lot of the main event spots over the last 12 months. It all really started at Backlash Puerto Rico when he faced off against Bad Bunny, a musical celebrity, in the main event of that premium live event, which was actually one of the best matches of that year, I would think. And Priest carried himself so well protecting Bad Bunny throughout. Even though he lost the match, it was that good of a match that I think that catapulted him into that sort of main event spotlight, where I guess probably before that not many people would have seen him. And it also sort of went through 2023 as well, obviously the Survivor Series main event where him and Drew McIntyre vied for leadership, and then also through to WrestleMania 40. Even though they lost the WWE Tag Team Championships on night 1, Priest then cashed in and won the World Heavyweight Championship on night 2. So while it was a personal triumph for Damien Priest, I still think he has underrated capabilities, and I still think that can come to the forefront. However, WWE seems to be in the midst of currently giving him a massive push, and that's probably why he won the #1 contendership to go face Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I should say probably at Survivor Series. Please don't put it on a crappy episode of Raw. That's a Survivor Series worthy match in my opinion. But at the same time, I think, he's also got a new theme song. It's sort of an altered version of the one he got after he won the World Heavyweight Championship. It's got a bit more bass, a bit more drums in it. And generally speaking, WWE don't really change theme music unless they're going to give someone a massive push. So I think Priest is going to get that. And I think he might dethrone Gunther at Survivor Series or before that, whenever that rematch takes place. And then I think he'll probably hold it until WrestleMania 40, dropping it to whoever at the time. Personally, I think he should drop it to Bronson Reed. That'd be a massive moment for Bronson Reed. But I don't know what the plans are for WrestleMania 40 and beyond, obviously. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I definitely do think Priest will be World Heavyweight Champion again. And that might make a certain Finn Balor quite jealous as well. But I think that's just the nature of Damien Priest. He's sort of like a character that's behind the scenes, when whilst underrated, WWE seem to think very, very highly of him. And I think that's a testament to his work ethic and his popularity backstage with the higher-ups. But that has been the end of this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Sorry, once again, I was off ill for a while, so hopefully this video does indeed make up for it. And I did a recent video. The last video I did was about Obafemi being the future of WWE, so if you could check that out, that'd be great. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you with another video very soon.